Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back to another high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have in the bottom right spawning as our red Zerg player playing for Team Rebellion, the Shopify Rebellion. It's Lambo. And in the top left, playing for Team Liquid, it's going to be Mana. Ooh, very cool. What is this on the floor here? It's the skeleton of a snake. This is what it looks like. Around some weird looking logo. Very cool, Mana. Alright, what do we have here? We have a Protoss versus Zerg, or a Zerg versus Protoss on one of the new 7-letter maps. This map is called Cosmic Sapphire. It's a rather large map. It has a watchtower here in the middle. It has mineral patches, which cannot be mined. It has a base with a rich Vespene geyser. It has another base with a rich Vespene geyser. It has a gold base with 6 mineral patches and regular Vespene geysers. It has a couple of rocks. We see some over here. We see some over here. And a setup that is difficult to define. I do not think we have any maps that are play out in a similar way right now in the map pool, or in the last map pool, I guess I should call it already. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see actually how are these maps favored for Terran? Are they favored for Protoss? Are they good for Zerg? I'm not entirely sure. A lot of the maps are rather small. There's a lot of good siege up locations. Once again, on this map, that's also the case. Look at this rock location. You have this type of spots. You have low grounds over here as well. You have low grounds over here. So tanks, just very viable. Could also put a tank here, drop on the other side. I'm not actually sure if that's useful, but it looks cool, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see it a couple of times. For now though, this is going to be a 2-building wall here out of Mana. That means that if he wants to take a third base on low eco, or on a low gateway count, he could do that. He could do it just on a single gateway and would be somewhat okay, I'd say. What are we seeing over here though? That is going to be a block on that nexus, or on that hatchery. Is it viable for Zerg to take this as a third base? The answer is yes. That looks somewhat viable, and that's what we're seeing here. No. Drone gets sent over, but the probe moves away quickly enough, thus the hatch gets built on this third base location. And that makes its way across the map as well. Walks through these little the blinding lights. You can hide in there as well, your line of sight blockers. Just, sometimes you have these things in like what you call it, in like a club or in a disco. Except then they move in your eyes, and you're blinded for the rest of the night. Clubs are a very odd concept. Music is way too loud, lights are way too bright, it tends to smell bad, drinks are expensive, music usually isn't even that good. Mediocre experience, pay a lot of money, yet they're filled every single weekend. Can't explain that. This queen is going to start fighting the Adept, as the Adept takes a little bit of damage. Only was a single Adept being chrono boosted across the map. Now we see this probe. What is this probe going to do actually? It's the final countdown. This is a level of respect here out of Lambo, saying, hey, you can get that probe back home. I do not want to take your free probe. So Mana getting a pretty free scout there, and gets to keep his probe alive as well. That is great to see. I like this pylon positioning, allowing this little Adept to be put in between the mineral patch and the pylon. Battery's about to finish up. We have Twilight Council on the way. We're also seeing a second Oracle already being built. And we're going up to 4 gates currently. 4, that's a good number. It's going to allow for a lot of Stalker production. Ooh. There's no second or no third gas yet. It's going to perhaps even be charge here. Wouldn't surprise me if this is charge. Build charge. Can't do it. Do it. Okay, it's going to be blink. Blink, third gas. We also need a fourth gas. If you want to afford Stalkers from 4 gates and you don't have a gas bank already, you're going to need a fourth gas. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Yeah. Forge also is going to be built, so that's another 100 gas that you'll need to spend on on the +1. I love that. Yeah, the optimistic nature of Lambo there, just putting a creep tumor under 2 oracles. Like, all right, buddy, sure you want to be doing that? Like, yeah, I think it will work. No, doesn't work. Not against Mana. Mana takes out the creep tumor. So far hasn't achieved too much though with these oracles. 2 workers killed. I think a couple of tumors have also gone down. 4 tumors have gone down. But Lambo's defense so far has been fantastic. And that of very little spores, or at least 2 spores total. 3rd spore now is being built here over in the 3rd base. 4th base is going down on this left side location, which is the, I guess, a 6 o'clock-ish. This also is like 6-ish o'clock. This is like 5.5 o'clock, and this is 6.5 o'clock. Did he just hit a massive stasis? Yeah, he did. He's going to deny a little bit of mining here on that natural. 2 oracles moving forward. Ding, ding, ding. Where are you going to, Mr. Oracle? I do not know yet. 4th base will start at the 6-minute mark. Holy crap. 2 extra gates on the way as well. This is, of course... this is kind of big. Very heavy on the eco here is Mana. Will not be getting great tech because of it though. So mostly sticking with Stalkers, I can only imagine. Lambo's worker count is fantastic. Phenomenal. Magical, I would even say. Almost like whatever these minerals are. There's a little magic field above it as well. And it's similar here with Lambo's worker count. At 75, that's actually the worker count you want to be at for the next minute, minute and a half perhaps. It doesn't really need to do much more. +1 on the links, already finished as well. So yeah, I think Lambo is going to be quite happy with this entire situation. I could be wrong, and it could be that Lambo is not happy with this entire situation. But I'd be pretty stoked if I were Lambo right now. Getting a Hydra then, infestation pits. Is this a 2nd evo chamber? Yeah, 2nd evo chamber, so should be heading in towards +2 melee attacks for the banelings. And then I guess +1 range, because we're looking at a follow-up into lurkers. That's what I'm kind of getting from this. I could be incorrect, but I think this is going to go into lurkers eventually. Links will get us around on these stalkers. There's only 2 oracles here. That means that at least one of these stalkers is going to fall. 3 stalkers will end up falling. Not that many links will go down. So Mana getting pushed back completely right here. 3... wait. I thought he lost an oracle. No, he just must have had it on the other side then. So 3 oracles remain alive. 5th base is done for Lambo. So 93 workers. Holy crap. Or 92. Sorry, I can't count. 3 more on top of 89 is indeed 92. Lurker then. +2 melee. We have range, pneumatized carapace, 11 roaches. Huh. Okay. I guess the roaches are here for a staying alive type of purpose. Making the BGs happy. But it is the roaches, it's the reason why I'm just thinking here is, first of all, because I'm a human and I have a brain. You're always thinking. Second of all, because I don't entirely understand the roach. The roach is a unit that loses its value very rapidly. You build it at the 7 or the 8-minute mark, and it's lost its value at the 9-minute mark or 9:30. It's a good unit against zealots, but that's pretty much it. It's not a good unit against anything else. It's fine, I guess, against zealot Archon. Archons it does well against. But if you're trying to transition into Lurker and you build like 12, 13 roaches, that usually isn't great. Baneling Runby is going to get stopped before it really gets anything done. As Mana sets up here on 4 bases with 8 gases, and now probably is trying to go towards a mid-game timing. I think what Mana is trying to do here is, while Lambo is transitioning into a late game, hit a mid-game timing. So Lambo already preparing for late, and Mana playing mid. That's interesting. That's very interesting to see. Mana with the mid game here. Yet getting +1 on air. That is fabulous. It's actually fantastic creep threat. Lots of queens still alive as well. What is this? The 6th base? Yeah, 6th base being taken here on the left side on the gold. Drones moving over. Now the question is, can Mana do anything against this? Can he even take a 5th base? It doesn't seem easy. Here we have an attack. This is ill-advised here for Lambo. Storm isn't done yet, so it might actually end up working out. Oi, 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 oi. If these Templars end up dying, that would be a huge deal. Would completely destroy this incoming push. Archon morph just in time, but a lot of supply has been taken out. The income for Lambo here is fantastic. Resources lost, well, 50 resources away from one another. So that's also looking good for Lambo. 8 lurkers being constructed. We have adaptive talents. We have +2 attack. Carapace as well. I mean, this just looks This just looks good for the Zerg player, honestly. We do have a couple of extra Stargates coming in, but now it feels like Mana can't really hit a timing anymore, and it's Lambo instead who's going to hit a timing, where there's no Immortals, there's no Storms available, and Lurkers are moving into position. We have well, only a single Ling here on the far left side. There's no charge? Are you kidding me? Charge hasn't been researched yet in an 11-minute game where gateway units have been the main unit that we've been looking after. Charge hadn't been researched yet. Surely that is a mistake. Triple Tempest are on the way. Might actually be very useful here for Mana as well. Is going to blink towards that fort base location. These Zealots look so pathetic, honestly. Slow Zealots has to be the saddest thing to witness. Actually the worst unit in the world. You give them charge, they're brilliant, don't get me wrong. But without charge, they're just pathetic little losers. No offense, of course. I do appreciate all of you, but they are really sad. Look at this. Ugh. Makes me cry a little on the inside. My stomach hurts. I get nauseous just seeing this. Left side base is also going to get taken out. This is the 9 o'clock. And the 9 o'clock is no more. And honestly, neither is the 12 o'clock. Ooh, okay, that's a decently sized stasis there. A couple of links make their way in towards the natural. Mana has a big amount of supplies. A big supply. Big supply. We're currently at 186, 107 army supply. Pretty decent upgrade. There's Storm as well. And despite all of his faults in the early stages of the late game, the late stages of the mid game, Lambo actually lost a lot of resources as well here. And apparently hasn't been mining as much, or has been investing a lot into other things as well. So we see these run-bys and they're dealing some damage, but the army remains strong. And at any point, if Mana takes a good engagement and gets across the map against Lurkers, and you have Tempest, you can win. You really can win. These links are all dying as well. Super Battery is helping out here, keeping the cannon alive. Couple of Warpins are going to end up helping out. These Tempests are just destroying the Lurkers at this point. Look at that. That is absolutely fantastic here for Mana. Is starting to move towards the left side location right now. Lurkers get shot at by these Tempests. One Lurker goes down. Second Lurker. Ooh. Are we going to fall as well? Well, one Morphing Lurker at least gets taken out here. Big Zealot run by over towards the right side. I think that is a mistake. I believe that Mana right now needs to either have a defensive army trying to work against the Lurkers if they're attacking him, or just push with an entire army out, because the eco definitely is worse here for the Polish Protoss player, but the army is massive. Oh, this left side base is going to be tricky to attack, not just because they're spines, but also because of its location. It completely opens up the right side for a massive run-by. That's exactly what we're seeing here right now. 2 Hydras as well as a bunch of links. Zealot run-by is going to help out. Hydras get taken out, but every single probe here at this fort base location will get blasted as well. Is there an Oracle available? Yes, there is. A couple of Storms going down as well. Tempest, can they deal some damage here? Oh, no Revelation on these bottom side Lurkers, perhaps. Yep, there we go. That is beautiful stuff. Hatchery gets taken out. Huge. Zealot run-by once again, dealing almost no damage. And the only way that Lambo has been killing Mana's army is when Mana has tried to go for Zealot run-bys, which is of course not a great sign. More Tempests are out. We're currently at, what is it? Oh, sorry, just 6 still. I thought it was 7 already. I must have lost one. No, he hasn't. I just can't count. Well, happens to the best. Left side base, of course, can be kept at the same time as the fort still. There's just not the army, there's not the cannons, not the static defense, not the Templar waiting at bases. And thus this 5th base is going to get taken out for, I think, a 3rd time so far this game. We have 6 Lurkers here, trying to move in towards a better position as well. Ooh, Oracle's going to get taken out, and that was a huge asset that Mana had from the early game, now finally dying. We still have an active Revelation, which means that these Tempests will be having a field day against these Lurkers and Hydras, but once that Revelation wears off, these Lurkers are going to be fantastic. Is there even a single piece of detection? There isn't. 2 Oracles are quickly being built, but not even being chrono boosted right now, so not actually that quickly. They're being built slowly currently. And that is quite painful. These Tempests also take some damage against these Hydras right now. One of the Tempests will end up falling. At the same time, we see Mana moving across the map. It is 115 army supply against 112. And are there any Lurkers at home? Yes, there are. Is there any Tempest with this army? No, there aren't. Which means that this is a fight where Mana is not quite equipped to deal with the unit composition that Lambo has. And over here, yeah, I mean, we do have the Oracle, but if it's not revelating, it's kind of useless. Here we go. Revelation. Rep, where are you going? Well, not to the correct spot. Now it's going to turn around. At the same time, Mana still moving forward with this army. Left side base still has not been taken out. We see 600 mineral income against 3k. That's about 5 times as much, and the longer this game goes, the better it's going to go for Lambo, and it already is so good. 120 supply against 200, 103 army supply against 116, but it's also the quality of the army at this moment. We have +3 range attack, +2 carapace against a 3-1 army that Mana has. This base is just going to be retaken once again. The Lurker count is phenomenal at 21. There's nothing that can stop Lurkers from moving in. There's no Immortals, there's no Disruptor, there's not a big enough Tempest count, there's not enough Storms either to zone out. Well, I say that, there's 6 Templar. 1 Storm each soon, so that might at least be somewhat of a zoning tool, but still, yeah, Mana is in a world of trouble right now. Just in a world of trouble. Topside base being saturated as well, that is the 7th? There's going to be overall 7 bases mining or mined at some point against the 4 that Mana has had during this game. We see a Lurker run by starting to take out this debris, like a train or something. Some tires next to it as well. Will get taken out. These Hydras are going to get stormed to death. At the same time, might be capable of sniping that Oracle as well, though. Good control out of Lambo. Does not really lose too many Hydras. Also doesn't take out this Oracle, though. Tempest will slowly but surely chip away at these Lurkers. But at the same time, there's some very pressing business at home. This is something that Mana just isn't quite ready to deal with. He needs to push through quicker, faster. 97 army supply against 113. We see these Lurkers go in, take out the 3rd base. We see Mana go in, but there's so many Lurkers. A couple of Tempests now coming in as well. 1, 2. Both of these Tempests are going to get taken out. We have a couple more of these Abducts available as well. I think we have, well, 4 to be exact. But 2 is going to be enough. The moment the Tempest dies, there's nothing that can actually move in anymore. 1 gets taken out. Blinding Cloud gets used as well. GG gets called. Lambo wins this game here on Cosmic Sapphire, one of the new maps in the map pool. Now, if you did enjoy this game, if you did enjoy the new map, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and bye-bye.